My name is Ethan Oberman. I'm a co-founder of SpiderOak. SpiderOak is a zero-knowledge cloud technologies provider. We provide backup and synchronization and sharing services in the cloud. We do so all wrapped around this idea of zero-knowledge privacy, which means that the server actually has zero knowledge of the data that it's storing. And that is the only way to actually keep privacy fully intact. And we do that through a various set of means, but essentially by not storing the user's password and therefore never having access to the actual data. We don't know file names, we don't know file types, we don't know anything other than encrypted data blocks on the server that are stored by the user. I believe that privacy and democracy are intricately linked. I believe that if we live in a society where democracy and freedom are joined, and we believe that part of freedom is being able to have a level of privacy, then the way I think about it certainly is that privacy and democracy are then therefore linked, and we need to have a place in our heads, in our hearts, as we do things that we can enjoy and understand a level of privacy and how it works. I think you can't have a functioning democracy and not have that, and certainly that is part of this overall concept and how we're thinking about it, and certainly the revelations about PRISM tie into, at a higher level, how we as a country are going to address these topics. There are some policy solutions, I think, and there are also some solutions that can be really created through technologies that don't require policies. It's one of the nice things I think about the technology sector in general is that we, as technologists, are able to come up with solutions to problems that, without having to wait for Congress to act in certain ways. For example, our zero-knowledge privacy concept, provides full privacy to our users, while at the same time, we don't have to really wait for anything to come out of Washington that says we have to behave one way or the other. I do think there are a lot of things that Washington can do. I think there are things around privacy policies, for example, and that can be better regulated and understood so that they force companies to really think about what they're putting in their privacy policy and how that engagement and how that contract works with the user. But I think it can be certainly a two-pronged approach. I think our role as a company and my role personally is really to raise awareness and bring attention to this idea of privacy and how privacy can be integrated into technology in a way that can actually be meaningful. Historically, people didn't realize that you could inject privacy into a process such as the internet. People thought that when they uploaded data, by definition it meant that they lost the privacy and the freedom of that data. Well, that isn't certainly the case with SpiderOak, and I think one of the things we are proving and certainly championing in the marketplace is that there is an alternative. There are different ways to think about this. There are different ways to leverage technology so that you can have privacy in the cloud and through your interactions. You can store data privately. You can then choose with whom you want to share that data, and it can just be like storing files in your basement. You have that same level of control and ownership over it. And that is a really important thing for people to understand, especially as we move forward in all of this dialogue around what privacy means, online, and how we as a country are going to deal with it, and how we as a world are going to deal with it. But I do think SpiderOak certainly plays an active role in helping promote this idea. And personally, I also feel like it's one of my jobs to get the message of privacy out there and to really talk about how important it is in a democracy, and also its viability as a real product in the marketplace.